I will be doing something different. I will be ranking each and every tank in War Tycoon. I will try to be in depth about each one. Reminder, you have to be Rebirth 6 and above to have tanks. Now on, wait, what? Oh, don't mind him, he will be helping me. Now on to the tanks. But before I showcase them, I have to show you the list. Here's the list with all of the tanks. The Armata T-14 is a little weird since the wiki doesn't have an official PNG. From the bottom row, it's the worst category. From that, upwards, the top row is the best. Now you understand, let's get on to the first tank, the dreaded Sherman. A severely underpowered tank with decent two-side machine guns, a gunner seat, for some reason, and a 75mm cannon that takes longer than the side guns can stop overheating. It is slow to turn, slow to move, and slow to reload. My friend here will demonstrate the damage and overall rating of each tank, while in a leopard. For a small tank, it goes decently quick, but it is far from the fastest. Overall, there is no doubt about it, it's the worst tank. D tier. On to the next tank, the T-72. A decent beginner tank that used to be my favorite before the T-90 existed. It has a 125mm cannon, one driver-controlled machine gun, and a gunner seat. As you can see, it is way better than the Sherman. It has a little bit more firepower and speed. The T-72 is as fast as the Sherman. It is the first tank that can actually kill another tank. Just watch. With its higher speed, power, and potential to kill tanks, I give it a very solid B tier. Not the best by any means, but not the worst. Now, on to the third tank. The Bradley. Either you know from that one video, or you got killed by it rather quickly. It is a different type of tank as it does not have a high power, one-shot cannon. Instead, it has explosive rounds as the main cannon. It has a normal secondary machine gun, but it has another damage-dealing thing. It has two really high damage wire-guided rockets. You fire them and they follow your cursor, which is weird, but you get used to it. As you can see, the rockets really shreds the health of any tank, but make sure you aim correctly. The speed, potential of high damage, and the explosive rounds. It makes it a solid
A tier.
Now on to the fourth and my still second favorite tank. The ADATS. It is the only anti-air tank that can also do extreme damage if fired manually. You have to lock onto aircraft, then fire as it will home in. It has armor-piercing rounds that takes things out rather quickly. It does not have a secondary machine gun and a gunner seat. I may have bias towards this tank. It has a great main gun, more rockets than the Bradley, can kill aircraft, but it costs a little bit more, so I put it behind the Bradley in A tier. I would have put it in S tier, but the health and cost really make it not S tier. The fifth tank is absolutely hated by me, the Leopard. I have shown how awful it is in a previous video, so I already know where I am going to put it on the list. but it costs 1, has a 125mm cannon, 1 driver-controlled machine gun, and a gunner seat. This tank is a poor man's Abrams, and the task for it sucks too. Since when can the cannon look down? Am I having a fever dream? This cannot be true, right? I made a video showing how awful this tank is.
This tank is similar to the Abrams and Abrams X because they can't look down. And that's why I hate the Abrams X, Abrams, and this tank. Another gripe I have about this tank is that the secondary machine guns can't look down. Why?
I guess they watched my video and fixed the leopard. Wow, this really changes my view on this tank. I don't know how to feel about this change. I hate this tank with a passion, but they ruined that feeling. I might have to make another video showcasing this better, but I guess from my testing, the leopard is officially, not really, going in B tier. Okay, number 6. The legendary Moss tank. This is the only one with 2 cannons and one of them does the most damage. The Moss takes a lot but it can count. It has the most health and best firepower but is ungodly slow. Like your grandma type of slow. Whoever you talk to, they either say the Moss is the best tank or one of the worst. I am more on the medium side. Yes, it can be good, yes, it can be bad. So I put it in
high B tier.
The 6th tank is the normal Abrams. It's a tank that an American lover would main. It is really good tank as it has a 120mm cannon with 2 driver-controlled machine guns, and a gunner seat. The Moss is the biggest tank, but the Abrams is the widest tank. Well, I am guessing all tanks can now look down. I would have put this tank in C tier, but since now it can look more down, I guess I have to put it in high D tier. Now on to a great tank that used to be my favorite. The almighty T-90. This tank, when it came out, was hyped since the task costs less than the Leopard. It's a modern Russian tank, and it is the only one with a passive ability. It has a 125mm cannon, and 2 driver-controlled machine guns. The T-90 is really good and decently easy to get. It has good damage, health, and it has a passive. Solid S tier. The next tank was literally just added like a couple of days ago, and because of that, I don't have the Cosmic Cube skin for it. But I promise you that I will have it. The T-14 Armata is a really good tank that has an explosive machine gun, but no other normal machine guns. 125mm cannon, no gunner seat, and it doesn't have a passive. but the test for it is crazy low. Since it was just added, my opinion, and what I learned by this test, is that the T-14 Armata is really good with its explosive machine gun. No other free-to-play tank has that. It would be nice to have the passive on it. It's not the best, but I give it S tier. The last and the only paid tank is the Abrams X. This tank is basically the normal Abrams, but it has an explosive machine gun and a freaking javelin. It is faster and is maxed out on the menu thing, which is not accurate.
Bang. Yes. No. Bang. Yes. Yes. No. No.
This tank is good in the right hands. It is up there with the T-90, oh definitely. But the T-90 counters this tank, but I have to put it in high S tier. It is the paid tank, it has to be. After more consideration, I moved some tanks around to be as accurate as I can.
Yes. No.
So here is my final list of all of the tanks. Do you think that I did some wrong? Or are they all in the right spots? Tell me what you think.